Yo, it's Harlem on the rise, yo, we love to get the money. This a podcast, you can catch us being funny. Yeah, from 7 to 9, we Liddy and live. So stop everything, this is serious vibe. Catch us on the Wednesday, it's Liddy on the hump day. Listen in your car, got the Beamer or the Hyundai. Facebook Live, we live and direct. You can call and kick it with us, cause we show respect. Yo, a lot of topics, we always got it poppin'. You know we neighborhood, we always kicking knowledge. Yeah, that's the stealer, we do it for the people. Flyer than the ego, we ordinary people. We be kicking in cause you know we living in. Come and catch a vibe cause it's live, come and witness it. We down for each other no matter the weather. It's the beat 139 cause Harlem stick together, what's up?
The beat, we rockin' in the streets. Gonna make you feel the beat. We make you feel the heat. The beat, we rockin' in the streets. We all rockin' the beat. We make you move your feet.
We do it for the culture cause we like to keep it lit. We opinionated so we tell it like it is. Live from the 212, you know we bringing the news. So rock with us if you digging the groove. You gotta love us cause we holding it down. Different interviews, we the talk of the town. We gonna take it to a level that you never seen before. We got this thing on lock and we doing so much more. Yeah, more art, more culture. We don't love, no vultures. More life, more British, so jiggy. This is New York City, yeah. We breaking artists cause we want them to pop. Cause the city never stops, and we do it for the block. So keep a lock, cause we do it for the grind. Yo, what's Harlem on the rise? It's the beat 139, what's up?
Yeah, what up, what up? What up, what up, what up? It's beat 139, we back, baby.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
It's been a minute, man. The last one we had was in June.
Yeah. But we back though, we Harlem.
That's right.
Beat 139, baby. We took a little break, you know, because of the pandemic, COVID-19. We fell back for a minute, but you know, we back. We got a lot of new things we coming out with, you know, a lot of hot guests, hot topics. You know what I'm saying, Doc?
Yeah, it's gonna be big. We're gonna try to take this to the next level. You know, every year we've been going to, you know, making steps, which was good. So now we just have to make this next step. This, that, the COVID, you know, it just shook us. I ain't think it's gonna hit like that.
Yeah, it ain't just shake us, it shook a lot of companies, you know what I'm saying? But we back though, the beat 139, what up? You know, we got our first guest tonight. He's go by the name of Kartier Conway. What's up, bro? What up? What up? Kartier, what
it do, man? Thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah, good to have you, man. Good to have you, man.
Yes, sir.
So you know, like we do, we like to start with the story and all that so they can get to learn about Kartier Conway, you know. Okay. So where you from, homie?
I'm from Harlem, man. I'm from Harlem, 142nd and Lennox and 5th, so I'm from the block.
Okay. You from the town?
Yeah, from the town.
Right.
Rapping all day, you see that show on Harlem, feel me?
Exactly.
I live by myself, man. I'm the 7-time Apollo winner. I'm the youngest Sammy in Apollo history. They call me Sammy Davis of hip hop, so that's a little bit of history of myself so far.
Nah, but we want to go. I want to get to that,
okay.
But we want to go to the steps, because that's big.
Okay.
We don't want that to go past the people now about that second time thing, you know. But we want to go from the beginning. You know, I know you, we from the same hood.
Right.
But go up to your childhood, leading up to what made you want to get into, you know,
what I do today. Well, originally what got me into the arts, I thought Michael Jackson was a tap dancer because of the way he moved his feet so gracefully. You know what I mean? So I was like, I want to do that. You know what I mean? But my family was always based around performers, and my mom was a singer, my dad was a drummer and everything like that. So I was always around the arts as a young kid. My dad passed when I was 3, so I didn't really have a chance to really pick that thing up from him. But my mom, you know, when she was in my life at the time, she instilled in me the arts. I mean, my aunt went to dancing school, Ruth Wham, dance studios, things of that nature. So I just picked it up and I loved the art. So I said, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life as a profession.
So did you go to like a performing arts school as a kid?
Yes, I did. I went to Ruth Williams dance studio. I went to Ruth Williams on 125th and 7th Avenue, and then I learned the basics. My first thing was tap dancing, and then I went into African, and then I went into learning how to play the drums, jazz, ballet, hip hop. I learned every style of dance at an early age, and I've been doing it over 30 years.
So your first love was dance?
My first love was tap dancing. Yep, my first love.
And that's like big, man, because you know, I mean, they got a lot of great tap dancers out there, but you know, African American tap dancer. You know, that's always a big thing, you know, in our community. You know what I'm saying?
And not only that, it's big because your age bracket. See, tap dance was huge back in the days, in the 50s and the 40s.
Right.
It was huge, and then it just went away.
Right.
And for you to do it now, like you doing one-on-one basically.
Most definitely.
And then you got to think about all the negative influences that we got in the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not all negative, but you know, we holler basketball, right?
Yeah.
You know, then you got dudes hustling. You know what I'm saying? And niggas on the corner with the dice game, and you tap dancing, man. For you to just, what made your mindset say, you know what? You know, because sometimes our mothers and fathers got us in the way, but we gonna do something else anyway. What made you just say, you know what? I'm gonna get this tap dance going on?
Honestly, I wanted to be different. At an early age, I always knew I was going to be different. Being around my uncles and all that, they always, you know, and the same thing you said, they was in the game, they were drug dealers and all that, and they was installing in me like, yo, you don't gotta do this. I mean, so when you talented, you just talented to get the fuck up out of here. And I was like, you know what, you're absolutely right. I don't have to be a follower. I mean, always lead by example. And that's what I did. I just stuck with my guns. I used to put my tap shoes in my back pocket in the hood. You know what I mean? At first, they used to try to tease me, they had to defend myself. And now I would let them know I wasn't no punk just because I was a tap dancer. So, you know, it all came a long way. Let me just be respected for who I was and not being a follower. That's what people respect me the most for, being on the block. Like, okay, he's from the block, he's talented, he's not doing nothing that everybody else is doing, but he's well respected.
Mm-hmm. That was important. You know, just ask you. I was gonna ask the same thing, because kids today, everybody want to do what everybody.
Exactly.
Like right now, the drill music and everybody want to do drill music. Like everybody always following the trend.
The trend, right?
And for you back then to, you know, go the opposite way was big, and you know, to stay headstrong. Like you said, you had to fight and defend yourself. Because, you know, people make little jokes, things.
Think you gay and all that. You got to be up there. I ain't nothing gay about it. I love females, period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was a big thing. Going, oh, you a dancer? Oh, you must be gay. I'm like, nah, bro. Nah, that's not it. You know what I'm saying? But girls loved the dances back then. I was like the only, honestly, dude in the whole dancing school at that time. You know what I'm saying? Me and the 3 other guys, but it was dominant females. Like, you ain't see no niggas from the block on the dancing school.
Yeah.
So
I ain't gonna front though, but dude could dance, he go to the club.
Oh, listen.
He get the chicks.
Listen,
You know what I'm saying?
that was a giant magnet, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you get on the dance floor, easy number. You don't gotta talk much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So so that was my way out. You know what I'm saying? I ain't have to talk much growing up.
So once you saw that you had a talent, a rare talent.
Right.
You're dancing, you're doing your thing.
Mm-hmm.
So what transitioned you into, you know, getting popular?
Man, what transitioned me getting popular was going to all the parties and performing. You know what I mean? And really making my name by myself. I ain't have no team, so I was really going to these parties and just dancing, bowing to people that was really known around the way from each block. Like, okay, because I just wasn't a tap dancer. I knew how to really dance, like hip hop and all that shit. Like when it was Harlem Shaking was going on, I was really the one to be fucked with. So it was really, you know what I mean, compete. It was very competitive at that time. So I was like, listen, this is not all I do. I could also do this. I mean, so that's what really got me popular in the streets on that side. But when I went to Apollo, that's what took me to a whole nother level because I mixed the two together. You know what I mean?
All right, so you started dancing when you was, what, you said 3?
The age of 6.
Age of 6. When was your first performance as far as the tap dancing?
My first performance was at Lincoln Center. That was my first stage.
How old was you?
6 years old.
How, you was nervous?
No.
Wow. And you killed it?
Body got it.
Wow. So from there, your family, how they felt about that session, they start putting more into you, like the
my grandmother, my aunt did. They was like, we see something to you. You're a hyper kid. You can't keep your ass still. So we might as well take advantage of this shit. So that's what they did. And they paid for my days in school. I went to days in school like 4 days out of the week, every single week.
Wow.
So you really enjoyed that moment right there.
Yeah.
The crowd,
the response, everything. I was like, this is what I want to do. I mean, it reminded me of how people responded to Michael Jackson at that time. I'm like, damn, I'm getting this much love. This is my way out.
So did you receive any like cards and business cards from, because like you said, that back then, that performance, that was big. So anybody that's major came to you around that time?
Honestly, Yes. A lady, she was the singer on Bring the Noise, Bring the Funk. And she was around Savion Glover. And that was my first time actually meeting him. She took me and I seen the show and I met everybody, the whole cast, and I was like, wow, like this is somebody I actually look up to, in the tap world. And he's like, yo, you keep doing what you're doing. At that time I was kind of trash because after looking at them, I'm like, damn, they dead nice. Like, I got work to do. And I actually bust my ass and I wanted, growing up, I say around 11, when I turned 11, actually that's my first time performing with Savion. You know what I mean? So he remembered me from that time, me coming to his show, being on the stage with him is like, wow.
Did your family like ever audition you for like any plays or anything like that?
The crazy part is no, they didn't.
No?
Nah, they didn't. Like my family was like, they just kept me in the dancing school. So like other people was pulling me back and forth to do things, but my family didn't gravitate to it as soon as they should have. I believe.
Yeah, because especially back then, there was a lot of like musicals back then.
Exactly.
That tap dancing like that at that age, young as he was too?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's like rare. So what happened after that? So, you met Savion Glover. You did something with him, right?
Yep.
And then what happened after that?
Then I went back to the drum boards. Then it was every year was like a tap festival with all the great the original Sammy and Sims, the original Sammy and the Apollo. It was a big tap like that. This time tap was really big. A lot of people didn't know.
Right.
But at this time it was all the greatest tap dancers around. The Nickens brothers. It was these people that was around. You know what I mean? So I had an honor to really be around them and soak them up.
Right. So the shoes, right? The tap dance shoes. What's like metal? What is that on the bottom?
It's a
that
shoe.
makes that sound.
It's metal. Yeah, it's definitely metal.
Right.
So what it is a shoe that is rebuilt from the bottom. So every tap shoe that you see is rebuilt.
Right.
So you don't feel the nails and all that shit.
You buy them like already made, or you get them custom or something.
Well, now you can really get them custom. But when I first did the Apollo, I had my shoes custom made.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it wasn't tap shoes. It was tap sneakers.
Oh wow.
So I was something from the block. I needed to do something that's totally different. That's gonna draw people until like these shoes is fucking. They look stupid. They look girly. They're not dressed in my part. So I'm dressed like a hood nigga, but I got all these stupid ass shoes.
Yeah.
So I said, nah, let me flip the script. So I want to wear tap Jordans. Wow. You know what I mean? And I got tap Tims. I got everything that niggas wear on the block. That's what I started creating. That's
points off the rip. If I was a judge, I'm sitting down, and me and you sitting behind him, we gonna see Shorty get up there, and he got the Jordans on, and he start tapping like, yo.
But let me tell you the secret about that.
Yeah.
They did not allow me to do that on TV.
What?
Oh, good promotion with Jordan?
Yep. Wow.
The Jordan.
Yeah, your Jordan brand. Yeah.
They did not allow me to do that on TV. So what's crazy is the person that was my mentor at the time, he looked just like Savion. His name is Omar. He was the one that was coming down, jumping off the thing with the dreads.
Right.
So what he did is he wound up changing his thing and wanted to wear tap sneakers. So I was young. I didn't know the business at the time.
Wow.
Understand? So he kind of like tried to took it, but not with it. Then like he said, but he was wearing sneakers that looked just like, the Jordans and the Nikes.
Right.
And they tried to say that he created it, and he did it.
Wow.
That's
the thing. Sometimes when you're young, it's easy.
You don't
you don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Then you have no manager or nothing.
I didn't have nothing.
He probably knew that.
Of course he knew that.
Yeah.
He was my mentor. He had really picked me up from the dancing school. I had just lost my mom. You know what I mean? Like at the age from high school, I had lost my mom at the age of 15. I came home and found my mom's. So that being said, I was like, okay, I really gotta do something to really get me up out of here. Because the streets is really drawing me into it, honestly.
Yeah, I got you.
So I said, you know what? Let me go try for Apollo, and that's when I tried for Apollo.
Oh, that's amazing right there. I want you to elaborate that more because it's kind of touching. Because most times people definitely go the other way. For you, like you said, you found your mom there.
Yeah.
And if you don't mind sharing that, because we like to talk to the audience, the youngins growing up.
It's so crazy.
Supposed to be educational.
Yeah. Well, when I found my mom's, I didn't know how sincere it was about what she died from or what she had. So my mom, she died like 3 days after Thanksgiving, and I came home from school, and I was having a whole conversation with her, not knowing what exactly was happening. I'm sitting on the bed telling her about my day. She's not responding. So I try to shake her, no response. It's like stiff. So I'm like, okay. So I walk around, and it was like she was deteriorating right in front of my face. So that freaked me out. I ran out, and the hardest thing of that was like actually going to her mother and telling her that her daughter was dead. You know what I mean? Like that was the hardest thing I had to do. Like even though that was my mom, but my grandmother losing her daughter was crazy because my grandmother raised me.
Let me ask you a question. So how did your mom feel about you tap dancing?
My mom loved me tap dancing. She didn't want me to stop. I mean, so even though back at that time, like, my mom was like around 40 something around that time. So like she was very heavily in the streets. She had just got out of recovery. I mean, she was like 10 years clean. Like I was really trying to get my mom's back. Right. So when that happened, I was like, damn, I just got my mom's back and now I just lost her. You know what I mean? Right. So I had to do my research and she wound up passing with HIV. Mm-hmm. I guess from using the needles and things things was crazy back then in Harlem. So yeah, so I wound up losing her, and that following year when I lost her, I went to go try for the Apollo, and I wound up going to amateur night, and then I wound up winning 3 times on amateur night, then I won 4 times on a live TV show.
We want to
okay
get into every detail. We're gonna do this thing.
Okay.
Step by step for the people to feel the effect of it.
Okay.
Instead of just breezing by people.
Okay.
Okay, so. You had any siblings, first of all?
Yes, I have 2 brothers and a sister.
They older than you?
Yes, everybody's older than the baby. Yep.
Oh, okay, so now when you found then the moment after everything going on, when you transitioned, you said, okay, I'm going to stick with this and do this. Mm-hmm. You said, I'm going to make the call. What was that moment you was like, I'm trying out for the Apollo, fuck this?
When I felt like people didn't believe in me. I mean, when I told my family I was trying out for the Apollo, they was like, okay. It wasn't like, yeah, go do it. It was like, all right, go ahead. You feel what I'm saying? It wasn't like no support. Nobody went with me to go audition. I stood on that line by myself. You understand what I'm saying? So nobody forced me like, yo, you should go try for the Apollo. Right. No, I went to go do it on myself. You know what I mean? When I first did it, my mom took me, and I didn't win. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come back stronger. Like I don't understand why I didn't win, but I understood now why I didn't win because I looked just like a regular tap dancer. I had a suit on. I looked funny to me. So. I wasn't myself, so when I went back, I won.
For the people who don't know Apollo, I want you to go into, like he said, the line.
Listen,
tell them about the audition line. So you need to break this down.
A lot of people understand, like, the line, it was worse than American Idol. Like, you had to literally stand on that line the day before, before you get a good spot. Wow. You know what I mean? So a lot of people don't understand that. And that line will be all the way down to answer them, and the Apollo's on 8th. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was dedication.
You gotta think about it. Everybody that auditioned for the Apollo ain't from Harlem.
They not. They from all around the world.
They came from all over. So a lot of them people that came from all over, they get there earlier than people that live in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Countries and everything.
Listen, sitting on the floor waiting, sitting on the ground and all that.
They there. You know what I mean? And at that time, Apollo was very raw. So it's like, if you was good, they like you. If you didn't,
you was out of there.
You was out of there.
That was the reputation of Apollo anyway.
You know what I mean? And that makes you or break you as an artist. Because some people can't take that criticism. You know what I'm saying? Now everything is so commercial. You got people voting for you. You might not even be that good. But then it was very raw. Like it was about applause. If you wasn't good, then you was out of here. So yeah. So if I was able to beat the Apollo, I can make it anywhere in the world. That's the hardest crowd in the world to me. You know what I mean?
So has Apollo did anything for your career?
Most definitely.
Like people see you and they like, yo, that's the kid that tap dance.
Yeah. Right after I won, I don't know if y'all noticed, it was a store that used to be right by Apollo. It was called Apollo Signature.
Yeah.
And her name was Mom, right? Yeah. So before I actually auditioned for the Apollo, this lady, I went to her store look at the products and all that. I was like, I'm gonna get one of these fucking products when I get on. And she saw my tap, she was taking it out my back pocket. And she was like, what is that? And I was like, this is my bread and butter. She's like, what do you mean by that? I was like, this is how I make my money, and this is my ticket out here. Mm-hmm. She's like, okay, so do something right now. She made me put my tap shoes on in her store and perform for her. Right. And after that, it was like, okay, I want to manage you. So she used to tell the people that come to our store, because a lot of celebrities used to come to our store. Yeah. A lot. So she used to tell people, she's like, yo, you need to check this kid out. But people was like, all right, whatever, he's a tap dancer, what else he does? She's like, no, he does everything. He's like a real artist. He's like a Gregory Hines, like he can do everything. Mm-hmm. So they was like, okay. So she sent him some footage. They didn't really lash on. So Monique, she was hosting Apollo at that time. Monique comes into the store to get the stilettos. So she's like, yo, this kid that's on your show, look out for him. She told her my story. Monique was like, okay, cool. I did the first 2 shows. she didn't really remember. Then she was like, oh shit, it was the kid that this lady just told me about. She called me from my green room and had a whole conversation with me. She was like, yo, after the show was over, I want to help you. I heard a lot about you and I see what you're doing. Any way I can help you, I'm going to help you. I'm like, no, you hear that shit all the fucking time. So it's like, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? So she dead ass, after the show was over, she dead called me and flew me out to California. And I lived with Moni for 3 years.
Wow. Yeah.
Word.
So at this time, you was a two-time winner.
I was a 2-time winner, and then I won 2 times after that. So I made it to Top Dogs. You know what I mean? And I wound up losing in Top Dogs. Wow. And she wound up still grabbing me and taking me to LA with her.
So what was you doing out in LA?
I was on the show. I did the Parkers. I was one of the crowd for her. I played 2 parts on the Parkers. I met Debbie Allen. I was out there performing with Debbie Allen. So I did a lot out there in California. Yeah, I wish I never came back, to be honest with you.
And what year this was?
This is about 2007. Yeah, about 2007.
Yeah. This is before she got blackballed and all
Yeah,
that, you know?
definitely. She got blackballed.
Yeah. You seen Monique lately?
I haven't seen her in a while.
I saw her, man. She look good. Yeah, Monique got a body looking white. You haven't seen Monique?
What? I haven't seen her physically,
Man, I
but I
was
see
in Detroit,
I see
man. I was
her.
in Detroit. Went to the casino. Me and my man took me to the casino to see Monique live, or do a stand up. She came out. I said, "Oh, Monique got the little waist and all that." Her thing is right, man. Ain't that Monique you seen on the Parkers? Dudes is like, yo, she been big all her life, so she put something nice on. She was walking up and down the street. Monique look good, man. Try to find her, man.
So I want to bring it back. So you waited on a long line. Your first time when you won and they called you, how that moment was? Did you think about your mom? Like, damn, I wish she was here to.
Yeah, man, that was definitely a touching feeling because I was like, damn, like I really wish she was there because she first took me to the Apollo and she always wanted to be successful and she always told me no matter the note you get, it's always gonna be that one yes. And I wish I would have shared that mom was. You know what I mean? But I have to remember that it's always because of her that I made it because she was looking over me. You know what I mean? And I feel like if I didn't have my story to tell, I wouldn't have probably met Monique. I probably would have did all these things that I possibly did without the life story or the push to give me the background of it.
And you know what? That probably was what kept you on the right track.
It
We
did.
spoke about earlier when Doc said, yo, from her passing away, it could have triggered your brain to say, you know what, just, forget all that, let me go to the streets.
Yeah, that's a
But
fact.
you know that your mother passed away, this is what she wanted you to do,
Exactly.
to continue doing what you're doing and be successful at it.
Exactly, and that's what I did. You know what I mean? So I know she's proud. I'm still here. You know what I mean, I'm
So
still doing what I love.
So how was the groupie love when you won the Apollo the first time?
How was the groupie love?
Yeah, the groupie
Oh
love.
man, I was in high school, so it was like, you want to get on Apollo? And I was like, yeah. It was dope. It was pretty dope. It was so crazy because when I worked the first 2 shows, the 3rd show was during school hours. I had to miss school because a lot of people don't know when you're doing these tapings, it's 3 shows per day.
Right.
It's not like every weekend how they show and they're like, okay, he's gonna be back next week. No, you have to perform 3 times in one day to win.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of performing in one day. So my whole school left at lunchtime to come support me.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like that was like the craziest moment. They was in a crowd up all the way on top. I mean, they waited on the line to get in just to see me perform. You know what I mean? So that was epic. That was epic.
That's what's up.
That was epic.
That's definitely what's up.
So 7 time, that's like a Hall of Fame?
Yeah. Going to society, yeah.
7 times.
7 times, that's big.
7 times, yeah.
So since you're a 7-time winner, right? If Apollo right now have an event, you get in free?
Most definitely.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool.
They probably
Stuff.
remember.
No,
Yeah,
I know they remember.
I know everybody. Yeah, I know everybody there.
That should be mandatory.
I met everybody.
I know if I was him, I'd be going over there. I ain't standing on line or nothing. Yo, y'all know
But you know, I feel, but you know what's so crazy about that? So it has changed management so many times. So a lot of people might not remember where I am. You know what I'm saying? So you have to make some phone calls like, yo,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But everything has changed at Apollo.
Did
Everything
you get to
changed.
meet Steve Harvey?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Steve was the host a couple times, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I seen him.
Yeah.
And you do also like music with.
Yes.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah, like
You got
Busta
some-
Rhymes, the clips.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I really make
Yeah,
it to
he do,
hip hop.
yeah.
I really bring it to hip hop.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't do I also do the classical tap dancing, but I put my own spin to it, so everybody can relate to it. I mean, whatever kind of music you listen to, you can relate to it. Tap wise,
Yeah,
You want to be different.
all the way different.
So he did the hip hop train. That train. I was like, that's dope there.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Yeah, but staying with Apollo, after I did all these things, I wanted coming back to the Apollo and becoming the youngest Sandman. So after looking at somebody that was my mentor doing the Sandman, I wound up taking his shoes and wound up becoming the youngest Sandman in Apollo history.
Wow.
I mean, signing my name on the board and everything with the legends. So that was the biggest thing. Not winning 7 times, but being a part of history was even better.
Yeah. The Apollo is big for Harlem. Like we need
God.
the Apollo. Like the Cotton Club is like going. The Apollo is something that we need to keep.
Yep.
Now, have you ever thought about being like a mentor, having like a little tap dance school? Because the kids today, all they know is like rap and basketball.
And video games.
Yeah, video.
Yeah, that's right. But that's what I do now. I mentor a lot of young kids. I go around to these schools and I talk to these kids. You know what I mean? All the time, daily. And I teach a lot of these kids. I mean, I'm a school teacher now. I teach schools all around the city, or outside of New York, in New York. You know what I mean? So it doesn't stop. So I'm really leaving my mark and my legacy here, not just for me, but for the other generation to come.
Do the young kids today, do they like tap dance?
They love it because the way I present it.
Right.
It's not the same way.
Hip hop form. You know what
It's
I'm
a
saying?
hip hop form. So, you know, if I was doing the class school like Shuffle was in, like, they'd be like, what the fuck is this? Like, what are you doing? I can't, they can't relate to that. But if I'm tapping to Pop Smoke and I'm tapping to songs that they know, I'm drawing them in automatically.
Exactly.
I mean, I look like them. So they like, okay, if he could do it, he look cool doing it, I could do it.
And then not only that though, like you said, you made it relatable.
Right.
You know, we made it look, you know, where they can gravitate to it, and that might make their interest grow to say, you know what, let me try tap dancing. You know,
Exactly.
Because me personally, when I see tap dancing on TV or shows or plays, I was like, that's a talent. Like,
That's a
right
talent.
with all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
This
But
thing's
the way
so
he
hard
did
to
it, he
learn.
made it.
That's what it is.
It got it.
Yes,
Let's talk about that.
That's what it is.
Let's talk about that.
I'm glad
the
you said
learning
that.
process. Let's talk about
It's
that.
not easy. You know, it's not an easy thing. It's a lot. It's like playing an instrument, honestly. So it's like a drummer. Like everything has a different sound, right? Just like a tap shoe.
Right.
It's mind blowing because each 4 taps has a different sound.
Right.
The way you click it,
Yeah.
like it's a different kind of sound. So you have to really study that and know that.
Wow.
You know what I
And
mean?
rhythm and all
And
that
rhythm,
type of stuff.
definitely the rhythm.
Yeah, because most people take the easy route. Basketball, it just,
Of course.
you know what I mean? You get the ball, you shoot in a hoop, but then eventually you start picking up on it, handling and different things.
Right.
You look at that like, you may want to get into it, like, I'm going to try it. You, forget about it. Like, how many hours you practice?
Now it's not a lot of hours that I do practice, but back then I was practicing all day. Even when I was in school, I was practicing. Like I was sitting in my chair, like okay, drills. I was drilling myself. You know what I mean?
See, like tap dancing to me is like making music.
No, it is music.
You know, because it ain't just tap dancing. From
You actually
me
telling a
watching,
story.
it's like the sound of the feet.
Yeah.
It's like some type of rhythm, some type of music. Like you know, you be watching. I know when I was watching, I was getting like, I got amused by the sound and not just the way they was doing it, but the sound.
The
How they
sounds,
you know,
right.
moving
It's like
around.
how this person make
That
all these,
gotta be
like
hard.
how this person making all these sounds with his feet like that. That's the mind blowing part of it. You know what I mean?
You gotta be in shape for that too.
Oh, yeah.
You out there, you
You
out
gotta
there.
be
still-
in
it's
shape.
still in
Yeah,
shape.
you
You
gotta be in
don't
shape.
like
That's
that.
cardio. That's crazy cardio right there.
Yeah.
For real.
You gotta be in
It's
shape.
an exercise. It's definitely exercise for it. Definitely.
Yeah,
Keep
yeah,
doing
yeah.
it. Keep your
So
breathing.
what you doing now that people don't know about, or you got upcoming or whatever?
Oh man, well, before this whole pandemic happened, I was in a musical called Southern Boys. My brother Mo came and said like came to see it. Shout out to my boy Mo Knowledge. It was basically based on like history. I mean, so I played the character of Mo, which I didn't talk much, but I used my instrument, which is my feet, to conversate. I mean, and express myself. So the musical was #1 in New York. It was made #1 in the Festival of New York, things of that nature, and we bringing it back 2021.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah.
So you enjoy acting?
Love it. I love acting.
Oh, yeah.
Love it. Love it.
And it's great they incorporate what you do inside the film.
Exactly.
That was dope.
Exactly. Yep.
That was dope, right?
Yeah.
I think like the tap dancing career and talent can open the door for acting. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, You can get now any musical with that.
Any music.
Just from the dancing part alone.
Right.
You know, again, I guess you can learn the rest, you know, whatever they want to teach you
Yeah,
as far as
you
the
go
role
along.
and all that stuff alone. 'Cause,
Right.
you know, a lot of people can read the script, but how many people can tap dance?
That's right. That's right.
Especially African American, and not to say, you know, say the least, you know. But like Doc said, back in the days, there was a lot of that going on. But now,
Especially in
2020,
Harlem. In Harlem, that was like the thing to do back in Harlem.
Yeah,
Back in the 70s. Like, you had the greatest. You had Sammy Davis, Gregory Hines, all of these people in Harlem. You know what I mean, really representing this art.
what's my man with the light-skinned brother?
Savion.
No, the other one before him, with the slanted eyes.
You said Smokey Robinson?
No,
No, that's Sammy Davis.
no. Light-skinned brother played in the movies and all that, man. Damn, what's his name, man?
You said slanted eye? I know all the
Yeah,
time.
he got slanted eyes, man.
He a tap dancer?
He had a brother. Yeah, he's a tap dancer, light-skinned.
He had a
He
brother.
died in Afro.
Gregory.
Gregory Hines.
Yeah, I said that.
Oh, you said Gregory Hines? I didn't say Gregory Hines.
Yeah, Gregory's
Gregory Hines was bad.
Oh, Gregory's the man.
Gregory was bad, man.
Yeah.
And he played a lot of movies behind that tap dance.
Exactly.
You know how many roles he got because he could tap dance?
Not even that. He had a song with Luther Vandross. Like,
Yeah.
the man did it all.
Yeah, he
You know
got
what I mean?
in the movies with Whitney Houston and him. What was all that?
Waiting to Excel.
Wait till Excel.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Those, man.
So like a new song come out today, how long it take you to learn it?
That's crazy. It depends on the song because if the song is doing a lot,
Yeah.
I'm one person, so I can't really do everything. But I take the main, the bass of it, and I tap out the bass, so automatically you will know what song I'm doing from the bass. Like Busta Rhymes, you know, it's like do 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 do. Those are the bass. Do do do. Like the clips, like do do do. Do. Like I use anything that's like bass wise that really stands out for people to catch on fast. You know what I mean? So that's what I do.
So with the that's very real interesting right there. That's crazy. So you ever thought about doing what Gregory Hines did, get with a artist and y'all do a song together? You ever thought about that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely.
So do you want to do it, or you waiting for like a major artist to do it with? I'm pretty sure up and coming artists will do it.
Well, I've done records with other artists. I mean, I have a song with OnStar, like Little Mama Brother. I've done a lot of different records with other people. I'm just not just a tap dancer. Like I want y'all to understand, I'm an all around entertainer. You know what I mean? So yeah, I had a song that was playing on Power 105, everything, like 197 featuring OnStar. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but he's a real talented dude.
Yeah, I know also, yeah.
Yeah.
So you say you not just a tap dancer, what else? Tell the people what else you do.
I'm an entertainer, period. So anything that's around entertainment, that's what I do.
Okay, there you go.
Period. I don't want to be
You don't
limited
be boxed
as
in.
I've never boxed in. Nope.
Right,
I never want
right.
to be boxed in. Okay, Cartier's just a tap dancer, or he's an actor, or he's a
Right.
singer. No, I'm an entertainer.
Yeah,
Period.
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I respect that. I respect that.
Facts.
Yeah, that's crazy. You had any music out right now?
Yes. Well, I'm actually working on a new record. Well, it's already out. I'm just waiting for the right time to actually drop it. It's called Confusion. The record before that was called Something in Common, which was really making a lot of noise. DJ Will, DJ Self, everybody was really spinning it. So it was a great movement at the time.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's hot, man. It's hot.
I see you be traveling a lot too.
A whole lot. I was in Florida. I'm doing a whole tour. Like, you know, I got with another artist, and we was actually touring around doing things. I mean, they was out in A cities, so they flew me out to perform, open up for him. I mean, he was dope. Yeah. Yep.
So with the performance and different things like that, right? The part about it that, you know, for the people who watching, you know, because with the management, who your management right now?
Well, I've been rocking with a guy named M. Dot. He was managing another cat at the time, and he believed in my dream. His name is M. Dot. He's from Brooklyn, and he just been rocking with me. Like he's my boy. He's not even my manager. Like he's my family. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I've been rocking with for like about 7 years now, 8 years, yeah.
Yeah, because I see now, like even like guys are up and coming.
Yeah.
It's like now the music thing, everybody like charge for features and stuff now.
Everybody.
Like now it's like
Everybody.
something different.
Everybody.
Guys feeling like, yo, I charge this, and they not like a signed artist.
And you know what's so crazy that you say that? I really think that's really majorly that's a New York thing. Like I think we so cocky and we don't really support each other as much as we're supposed to support each other. Because it should be no reason why I grew up with you and now you charge me for a future. Like what I'm saying, because you're in a better position than I am, like you be looking at me different. You know how talented I am, but you don't want to give me that feature.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? But
Dudes
you go
forget
to
where they came
Atlanta.
from, man.
But you go to Atlanta, they show everybody love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They be like, yo, if this song pop, we all gonna eat. That's how you're supposed to think. And if we always sit back and be like, why we not on the way we used to be? Because we not sticking together. That's the problem.
That's what it
And
is.
it's crazy stuff, like you said, in Atlanta, you look at new artists,
You be like, where did they come
you
from?
be like, how the hell you get these people on your song? They be having like 3 or 4 major artists on their album.
On their record, because they messed
how?
Because they show love.
They show
Like
love.
what couple
show
artists
love.
we had, they had like major people on their songs. And they ain't out.
See?
They like underground.
That's right.
They
That's
show
right.
love, man.
That's real.
But not just Atlanta, man. Cali, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
Like I
Cali
said,
rappers.
everywhere
you know,
outside of New
everywhere
York.
outside of New York. That's why
Everywhere.
New York is behind right now in the rap game. We're the most famous. We the originators.
Of course.
But we behind. You go on YouTube, you know, you go on XM radio. I be like, who the hell is this dude? They got artists, man, coming out left and right. Cause you know what? When they get on, they pull a dude. Then
Exactly.
they, like Doc said, they get on. You get on the track. You get on the track.
We all on.
How many times you seen Future and Drake on the track? Chris Brown and Drake on the track.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, what's I got a song? Come on.
Hop on.
There ain't no hating, but now a lot of these southern chicks are rapping together. A lot
And
of
they
women coming
killing,
out.
and they killing the
They
they
killing
killing
them
the
right
guys in the industry. They
Killing
can
them
really
right
rap. They can
Yeah,
really
the one
rap.
that's stepping up, yeah.
They got about 15 women rappers right now. I remember there was like 3.
Yeah.
They
all
They got a
sound
crazy battle this Saturday going on. It's gonna be on Caffeine. My homegirl is doing it. Babs, she's hosting it.
Yeah.
From Making It Band. They got a crazy joint. My homegirl Lady Luck is gonna be on there. It's gonna be
Lady
Yeah,
Luck,
Lady
yeah.
Luck was on the show.
it's gonna be a problem. That's my girl right there. It's gonna
Who
be a
she
problem.
battling?
I never even heard of this person. Miss who? Miss
Oh,
Hustle.
she met Miss Hustle?
Oh.
You never heard of Miss Hustle? Miss Hustle
I
from
don't-
Harlem.
Oh, got it.
Miss Hustle
Copy,
dope.
copy.
She's Miss Hustle like the top female battle rapper.
Lady Luck, man, I don't know.
Yeah, Miss Hustle is super dope.
No, I saw the face, but she looked so different. Like she was like makeuped up, like she looked like a girl. So now it makes sense.
So
It
it's
makes
gonna be
sense.
this Saturday?
This Saturday
I ain't heard nothing about it.
on Caffeine. It's everywhere. On Instagram, it's everywhere. It's a lot of different battles. It's about like 4 different battles happening Saturday. Yep.
I think I saw something like that too on the gram because
I got to
this
catch
one
that.
chick, she was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, shout out to Lady Luck. She blessed this platform right here.
Got you.
And
Got
she
you.
came through, put it down, you know.
So, yeah, she's talented, man. Very talented.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good.
So if people want to get with you, give me your social media links.
Yeah, social media is Instagram is KARTI3R231. That's Instagram. YouTube is Kartier Conway. SoundCloud Kartier Conway. Everything else is Kartier Conway. KARTIER.
Before we end, how you get that name? Kartier
Wow.
Conway.
It's crazy. How I got the name. A person was trying to manage me, right? And my name was the Tyrese at the time, right? And I was about to get signed to Atlantic Records, and they was like, "It's already a Tyrese in the industry. Like, it doesn't really fit what we try to go for. So we was on Fifth Avenue at this time, and we went outside. We were trying to brainstorm. It was like the 5 heartbeats. Like, you know, they were trying to come up with a name. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, how about this name? It's crazy. So we was right in front of the Cartier store, and I was like, yo, my name should be Cartier. And he's like, well, I'm like, no, it should be Cartier. Like, it's crazy catchy. It represents me. There's no other Cartier, really. You know what I mean? And they pronounce it Cartier. They don't pronounce it Cartier. So I was like, let's pronounce it Cartier. Let's make it hood, Cartier. And he's like, that's it. And I went back in, and he's like, now you're going to something. And the rest is history.
Yeah, that's a hot name, I'll tell you that. Is anybody you want to shout out before we end the show?
Man, I'm gonna shout out everybody that support me, man. I'm gonna shout out my boy Mo Knowledge, all my Stone brothers out there. Yeah, that's about it, man. I'm gonna support y'all, man. I'm gonna salute y'all, man, for having me on the show. So
Yeah,
I appreciate
thanks for
y'all.
coming, man.
So you got any shows, anything coming up?
Right now, no, not I could think of off the back. Everything is on hold. You know what I mean? Everything is on hold to the next year. But on the next, I just had a show actually with Melissa Morgan. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but Melissa Morgan is a legend.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah, I just had a show with her two weeks ago in PA. We performed together, and that was remarkable. Anytime she performed, I normally open up with her or perform for her.
Okay, there you go.
And we going on tour 2021, me and Melissa Morgan. So I be doing my own set and she be doing her own set.
Yeah, Melissa Morgan got a lot of hits, man.
Yeah.
She ain't no joke.
Do Me Baby,
I'm glad to hear she
Full
back out there doing
Paradise.
it.
Oh, she never stopped, believe it or not. Like, we was on tour before.
A lot of probably overseas a lot too.
They love her overseas.
Yeah.
Love her. Love her.
Yeah, so can you tell them what podcast show you on right now, man?
Beast 139, you heard?
Okay. Yeah, thanks for coming, man. Thanks for coming. Always.
Yes, sir.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, we good.